Hi. Before we begin, allow myself and Brian to extend a warm welcome to you for joining us on another episode. Today's episode was created from a series that we called Safe Talk, and we're releasing this episode for the first time. While its focus is on vocabulary in the workplace, it does indeed contain very sensitive information and topics that may be triggering to some. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember, it's our goal here to educate, empower, and uplift, but we also feel that it's our duty to inform you of things that should not be tolerated in the workplace. You matter. Thank you.
Exactly. But it
But you
takes
did
those
the right
crucial
thing.
conversations to
Yes.
get through it. And I think we'll say crucial conversations a lot in this show because it is a lot about that. Welcome back, folks. This is episode number 4 of Safe Talk. What's
Yeah.
good?
Hey, I'm excited for this one, man. I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm happy, man. I'm looking forward to this conversation about vocabulary in the workplace.
Yeah.
So I'm sure we're gonna have some, maybe even a little spirited debate. It might not be a long episode,
No, I don't think
but
it's a long episode. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
excited. I'm excited for this one because I think this is something that, something that definitely needs to be talked about and something that we need to really focus on because I think a lot of people tolerate certain conversations in the workplace
Uh-huh.
because of fear of retaliation, because of fear of certain things, and they don't stick up for themselves or whatever.
I like that.
That this is something that is going to be a good show. So, what about
Yeah.
you, man?
Love all these topics. I love the place. I love like having this safe place to talk and
Yeah,
feel like I can't wait to get folks over here, right? And one of the things that I think makes it safe, right?
yeah,
It's you intentionally want to be a part of this show and listen to the
yeah.
show and see what you can glean from it, laugh, cry, get angry, get worried, get smart. I don't know, all the feels. I think all the feels will come from these type of shows, and I think
Yes.
that's just good stuff, right? Those are good conversations. I feel like we can't be attacked or targeted from work situation because being a podcaster now and still having a 9 to 5 is a conversation is something, right? And other I have a colleague that has a similar situation, and it's like it creates it could create a situation for you at work. It's just, and I don't want to talk about like I love my current job, very respectful of it, no complaints. So I don't ever want them to feel like, oh man, Brian talking crazy. No, but as a human, you still have feelings, you still go through things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just like being in
Yes.
a good relationship, right? You're still gonna have
Yes.
bad days where
Yes.
it's like,
Somebody's gonna get bent out of shape.
right,
Somebody's gonna feel a certain type of way. Somebody's gonna make a
right.
joke, and then somebody's not gonna like the
Yo,
joke.
my
And
and I meant to tell you, my wife tells me all the time, no, just your jokes don't hit sometimes. They're just bad timed. And her and my daughter get so mad at my jokes. Or honestly, everybody. And it's just a part, and I just have to navigate
you,
and
you and I, as even in our professional and personal relationship, Brian, I,
hmm
I I have said certain things that I didn't know were sensitive that you were
yes.
sensitive to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're a sensitive person, but there's certain
Right.
topics and subjects that I
Of
didn't have a
course.
backstory, I didn't have context on.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
I made a joke with you about it, you were like,
Yep.
"That's not fun. That's not funny. Like, don't say that because
Yeah.
yes, I almost lost somebody because of that
Yep.
situation."
Yep.
And I didn't know that, and I was like, "Oh,
Exactly. But it
but you
takes
did
those
the right
crucial
thing."
conversations to
Yes.
get through it. And I think we'll say crucial conversations a lot in this show because it is a lot about that. That is a book as well. If you don't know, folks, it's a great book. It's something that should be read and reread. I think I'm about time for me to reread
Our audiobook, whatever you're
or
into.
audio, but yes, or consume because they do have audio now. I forget about
Mm.
audios now. Ooh, Spotify has audiobooks on it now.
Yes. There you go.
Dope, but they are upcharges. Some of them are upcharged. Like I was like a word click, and then it was like, oh, there you got a description. Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah,
Some of them are free though
when we
too.
do our book, it might be on Spotify. So there you
It
go.
for sure, for sure. Shout out to I have a colleague of mine that I worked with that just dropped a book on Amazon, From Peer to Supervisor by Lorraine Montalvo. I think that's her last name, Montalvo. Lorraine Montalvo. If I messed it up, sorry, Lorraine. It's close enough, girl. But I'll look it up for before the end of the show. But anyway, go check that
Okay.
out. Like I'm leading no authors and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, you go, girl.
Christina at Valor dropped a book.
Christina Valor dropped a book. We have a teacher that is in the Endeavor school systems that wrote two kids books, I think, right now. Tisha Cobb.
Tisha Cobb.
Yep. We know authors and stuff. Yep.
A lot of
Tabitha
inspiration.
Brown. Shout out to Tabitha Brown. Went to middle school with Tabitha in North Carolina. Awesome, amazing
Anita
energy.
Latink.
Anita Latink with her, but we knowing authors out here, yo. It's awesome. But today, again, this is why I love this. And now a word from our sponsor, TrakGO. To celebrate Small Business Month, TrakGO is offering you a chance to experience the power of their time clock software completely free for the first month. The simply better employee time clock software that is going to make your life easier. TrakGO already has a unique graphical employee time card, and that will help you quickly identify and fix the mistakes.
TrakGO just announced the addition of automatic PTO accrual earnings, so you can say goodbye to those manual calculations. And TrakGO integrates with your favorite payroll systems, including QuickBooks, Gusto, ADP Workforce Now, Paychex, and more. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this special offer. Use the link in this post to start your 14-day trial in the month of May to qualify for your first month free. Let's go.
Let's go. You dropped a nice quote here. You want to share that with us?
Yes. So I was looking for quotes because this is about vocabulary conversations in the workplace. So just wanted to find a quick quote about speaking to others. So it's an unknown source. If you know who the source is, please let us know. So the quote is, if speaking kindly to plants helps them grow, imagine what speaking kindly to humans can do. For me, it puts things in perspective. Like, even when you have those crucial conversations, you have to hold that respect, right? Don't dehumanize someone in a conversation, even if it's a tense conversation. Don't disrespect them. Don't call them out their name. I've been in workplaces and environments where HR professionals were talking to me and they said some shady stuff to me.
Yeah.
I had a bad boss and I went to go complain about it to the HR team, and this person regurgitated exactly what my boss said. Oh, your boss said that. So I do see that. And then immediately she caught herself because she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I know I shouldn't have said that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this is true, man. Look, this is something that I have struggled with for more of my life than not, because I don't know, I can make excuses, right? In New York, a Latino family, you got to fight, you got to stand up for your stuff, you got to be quick-witted, you got to be tough skin. So for me, it was like, what's that saying? For all's fair in love and war. So I felt like if we're fighting, if something makes me mad, then I can be that. I can be sharp and I can be aggressive. And that's not true. You know what I mean? And my wife for the longest is, yo, it's not what you're saying, it's how you saying it.
It's how you say it. Yep.
You know what I mean? And with kids, that's my kid. I still struggle with it. I still, to this day, is what I'm saying, for more of my life than not. I think I'm a lot better now, but I still struggle.
Because it's about their interpretation of what you're saying.
Yes.
Your intent behind it could be from a place of love, care, concern.
Yeah,
hey,
it all is.
I gotta protect family. I gotta protect family. I gotta provide, do my portion of the providing and protect.
I expect them to perform at a certain level. I expect a level of progress. This is not, we're not about to sit down and chill here and just watch TV.
Look at Michael Jordan, right? Jordan rubbed his teammates the wrong way. I'm not saying that it's to the point that we should be like to the point where he turned the face and stuff.
It's examples and extremes. Yeah, of course.
You get what I'm saying? Michael Jordan is considered the greatest of all time, the GOAT. And think about all it took for him to be successful and for him to have that standard, like you're saying, of winning, of being your best, playing your best, doing the best, sacrificing for your team and stuff like that, going out and giving your all. And he led by example. And sometimes the way we do that, the way we think is best, may not necessarily be best. So we can go down the rabbit hole here. We have 5 points we're going to give you. Brian, you want to start off with the first two, and then I finish it off?
Sure. Okay. So basically, bringing it back to the show topic is vocabulary in the workplace. If you missed the first 3 shows, we've already got 3 in the hole, like you can ready to go. And we talk about integrity and authenticity. So it's like it's more of that conversation, and it's very important to work. It's so critical to work. So the first one is profanity in the workplace. I think this is, should be generally discouraged. It creates discomfort, offends colleagues, undermines professionalism. I think that is true. The breakdown of this profanity can lead to misunderstandings, conflict, damage. And then basically we should maintain a professional tone and avoid profanity, offensive language in both verbal and written communication at the workplace. Absolutely true.
And you need to know who your audience is, right? You need to know who you're speaking with, because there may be somebody you connect with who may drop an expletive in their conversation, and they're okay with that, and may allow to give you space. They may preface their statement by saying, "Hey, excuse my French." Drop a curse word in there, because some days you have your days when you're at work, especially in corporate, you're like, man, this is some BS. This is some
bullshit.
This is a lot. You have those days, but you need to know who you're dealing with, because there's some people, no matter what their background is, like you say, somebody who doesn't believe in profane language, you have to be careful not to do that around them, because they may get offended by that. So great point there, man.
And I think this is, I love the quote, because now it all ties right back into that quote, right? Because this should not just be the workplace. This should be how you behave, period. They say people who curse, can't articulate, don't have the vocabulary to articulate well. And I'm not, now the other side of that is, I get it. It's so natural to some, but I think it's something that should be very sparse. Like you fuse it, you threw it few and far apart, right?
Yes.
Because especially if you're a family person, like you have children, you have kids, you don't want them to have that type of profanity. You want them to be able to use proper words, like express themselves well. So just a little, I think it's more than just a work tip, it's a life tip. All of this really is like great social behavior, period. Great what's socially accepted and not, and interacting with people in social construct, school, work, families, like all of it. The second one is aggressive or hateful speaking. Aggressive or hateful speech should be avoided, can lead to hostile work environment, negative impact, mental being,
and harm teamwork.
Harm teamwork. Social behavior can result in disciplinary actions, workplace stress, decreased job satisfaction. Yes, of course. And the guidance on this is express disagreements and concerns in a respectful and constructive manner, promoting a more harmonious work atmosphere.
Going back to what you said about this, right? Those crucial conversations. So they're no matter what environment you work in, somebody's going to say something or do something that's going to offend you or poke your button or push a button in some way, somehow. You got somebody's going to make a joke, an ill-timed joke, or somebody's going to make an ill-timed statement, and it's going to bring about offense. When those things happen, I think you need to identify whether it's a one-time occurrence, or is this a person's behavior and character? Is that something that they normally always do?
Right.
And those aggressive moments usually happen in those tense conversations. Like when you're trying to counsel an employee, they may push back a little bit and get a little aggressive in their tone or how you respond, because they're offended. Nobody likes to get critiqued on their job. Nobody likes to say,
much
hey,
as we walk, give me criticism. We still like, we have to eat it with it tastes sour going down.
And so like the guidance on here, I love it, because it says express disagreements and concerns in a respectful, constructive manner. So even if you have to correct someone, you should always do it in a respectful and constructive manner, promoting harmony in the work atmosphere, which is hard to do sometimes, right?
I love how you aggressively said it, like do it in respectful.
Respect.
You being aggressive during this though. This one, so all of this, right? And I think especially in the workplace, the younger generations have really changed the game as far as mandating a certain level of respect, a certain
Mm-hmm.
environment at the workplace. And I'm not mad at them at all. It made it great, right? It created this work revolution where you have to make it comfortable for me here. If not, I don't need to work here.
The things that weren't that we tolerated earlier in our careers, our parents, our
Getting
predecessors.
screamed at. Yep. Think about the Mad Men. If you watch the show Mad Men, that's an extreme, but that's how it was then. And if you see that then, it took a long time to get away from that. And that we're still getting away from that. We're a lot better now, but though that generation is still
alive and well, kicking, alive and
still
kicking.
alive.
Some would say they're making a comeback because some people have fatigue from these things.
Yeah.
The word that's going around is fatigue.
Fatigue.
They're calling it woke fatigue.
Oh gosh. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. So in any event, it is about creating a safe space. Again, I feel like this is anywhere you are, right? Creating that safe space.
So let me ask you then, Brian. Like this is we'll put a pin in this before we go to our next couple of topics really quick. Do you think that there's such a thing as overdoing that? I know you just praised like the younger generation and the workers and stuff that aren't tolerating the things that we had to tolerate. But do you think that
yes,
that
of course, anything can be overdone? Sure.
Yes, because like you can say, oh, you can just tell somebody, oh, that's a nice pen, and somebody can get offended by that.
Oh, I took a class back in the day in microaggressions, and I came out of there. This is stuff, making up stuff to be mad at stuff. And I'm probably insulting people now. Now, microaggressions, it's real. And no, it is real. It is real. And the perfect example is you people.
Yes.
Oh, I know how you people do.
Yes.
See? Whoa.
Yes. What do you mean?
What do you mean, you people? Exactly. I'm looking at you. I can mean bald heads. I know how you bald heads do. I know how you payroll people. I know how you bearded guys. I know how you tattoo people are. All that. It's just you people. So it's a microaggression in people.
You payroll industry people.
I had somebody do that to me. I said you people, and I was thinking you payroll. I know how you people are, payroll people, me included. And they went back, and it was a thing, and it was
it happens.
Payroll people.
It happens, man. I had a boss a couple of years ago, work for this company where the boss said a couple of different things in front of other employees, like saying I was a waste of a man.
Oh my God.
I had another boss say I was stupid.
Oh Lord.
In front of other coworkers and stuff like that.
What?
Yes, literally. I had another boss say that people of color don't know.
I remember that one. You told me, yeah.
Yes, it's like that, and these are 3 different places.
Wow.
That I've been at in my career.
Wow.
Think about that. And these are people in leadership saying these things to an employee who's committed to
That's
them.
crazy. That's crazy.
Right? So I think there's a lot to this. We could probably go down a long road with this based on our experiences and stuff like that. But good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's good
number
conversation.
3, sexually charged comments. Summary. Making sexually charged comments are engaging in behavior of a sexual nature is unacceptable in the workplace.
Inappropriate. Yep. Inappropriate behavior.
Due to its potential to create a hostile environment, harm individuals, and can lead to legal consequences. The impact. This can result in harassment claims, legal liabilities, and damage to personal and professional reputations. Guidance on this is to maintain a focus on work-related topics and avoid any comments or actions of a sexual nature. Now, with that being said, what you identify as a sexual nature could be totally different to someone
absolutely
of the opposite sex, of the opposite on the opposite spectrum, or whatever it is, right?
Yep.
They could view it differently. Like I knew this one situation where I worked for this company where this gentleman would walk around and he had a business. I think he had a side business where he was a masseuse.
Oh my God.
So he would walk around massaging the lady's shoulders like, oh, you seem so stressed. without asking, without consent. This is in the time period where the consent
Before the
stuff
cancel
was,
culture,
yeah, but before the consent stuff was really out there,
consent and culture. Yeah, exactly.
you would just walk up behind, like massaging their shoulders, and he touched the wrong person who had some trauma in their life, in their past, and
No.
he didn't get consent. And so he ended up having to get fired.
Hell yeah.
Because,
I'd be pissed if you talk to my wife talking about, oh, I'm a masseuse. I'm just giving free samples
oh, it
out.
seemed
Nigga,
like you're
touch
stressed.
me.
It seemed like you're stressed.
Yep.
And so,
Oh,
like,
sorry. See, I'm really upset. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no, but like he ended up getting fired because he did. Like, I think if he would have stopped when she had said no, thank you, he would have been all right. He could have just got a slap on the hand. Hey, get consent first. His issue was because he was aggressive in it. Like he like forced it on her. Just let me do it.
Oh.
And so just let me do it. And so she felt pressured. Like she, if I recall correctly, she ended up going to the bathroom, and people had to console her in the bathroom because it was triggering for her because of events that happened to her in her life.
Damn.
So please, if you're listening to
Don't
this
touch
show,
people.
you have to make sure that your comments and your actions are not sexual in nature. And if someone asks you that you work with, if someone asks you, even if you're in your personal life, if someone asks you to not do something because they perceive it to be a certain way, listen to them the first time. Don't badmouth them. Don't criticize them because of how they feel. That's their feelings, right? That's how they feel, and that's how they perceive that.
Yep. I got an example real quick. I'm sorry before you go. Because they could. So it's like the other extreme, right? And I thought I was being slick one year, Valentine's Day, right? And I went around the office with some chocolate kisses, little Hershey's Kisses, and I just went and given. Now office is mostly women, so I'm giving kissing or whatever. Nothing happened, right? Boom, that goes by, and I think it was like, I don't know, after that, sometime after, a coworker was like, commented on it on some, yeah, Brian trying to be slick with those, trying to be smooth with those Hershey Kisses, whatever. And I didn't think anything. I didn't think anybody would. It was so obvious when I was doing it, because I was being like trying to be slick, like, oh, nobody's gonna get this. And when she called it out, I was like, oh wow, damn, probably shouldn't have done that.
People pick up on the intent behind stuff.
Yes.
I don't. People can feel. Some people can feel your energy. They did. Yep. Oh, there's something not sitting right with my spirit.
No, and she definitely. She definitely felt the energy. I was like, special one for you,
And also another thing, just because somebody else makes a comment that may be sketchy, sexual in nature, or whatever, doesn't give you the space or opening to do that yourself.
No, hell no.
I've seen it happen where someone,
I know,
a group of people
they jump on like, oh, we doing that?
A group of people, or two people are having a conversation, and it's sexual in nature at work, and then you go make a joke about the same thing that they're talking about, and they're like, "Oh, ew, you're gross." Thanks for sharing that. Anyway,
yeah, no, for sure.
Number 4, insensitive comments. Insensitive comments can hurt colleagues' feelings, create discomfort, and lead to misunderstandings. So it's crucial to be mindful of the impact of one's words. Going back to that quote at the top. If you speak kindly to plants and it helps them grow, imagine what kind of impact that has when you speak kindly and respectfully to other humans. This can damage relationships, erode trust, and create a negative workplace environment. Guidance on this is to practice empathy, have cultural awareness, and sensitivity to others' perspectives to avoid insensitive remarks. A lot of times, I think, back in the day, a lot of times people would say certain things about a certain group of people, right? And they would talk down on them because there was a stigma behind, whether you're a person of color, a woman, man.
Well, that's the next one, though.
What?
The next one is racially charged.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that, but I'm talking about insensitive comments because it did say cultural awareness. So that's what I'm speaking to. So something that a holiday may come, right? Somebody may celebrate a certain holiday,
Yep.
and or have a certain belief, and there you are saying derogatory stuff about this person's beliefs or their culture
Yep.
or whatever, and it's just wait a minute, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm joking. How many times have we seen that? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what I'm saying, Brian? Oh, you know what I'm saying? No, it's not like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they get it. Yeah, like that, to try to buffer it and say, oh, it was just a joke.
Yeah.
Right. And to your point, you wrote something here like this says what? Joking,
Yeah,
right?
joking can be included here. Insensitivity. Overall, I think it's again, when you're in social constructs, it's like best practices that you have to follow, because if they don't know you, these things can be misinterpreted, and you don't know the other person's life and struggle and what they're going through. And so you throw off an off comment joke, and it's, whoa, what did he say? That can be insensitive as well. And again, insensitive comments, that's what I was thinking when we first started talking about. Is the dangerous part is you don't even know what's going to trigger someone else. You don't even know what. So it's, be careful, man. And yes, that is ultimately what I was saying. But it's also ties back to the friends at work conversation we were having.
Yes.
Right? Because hey, yes, you could end up having a friend at work, and then yes, eventually, possibly, right, and that maybe you can have conversations with that. So yeah, just it's such a tough one, man. That's a tough one.
To your point about work friends and work relationships and all that stuff, to your point, it makes you just want to tread carefully when you're joking with people.
You have to in social constructs, period. Again, I keep on relating. It's just because I think about my kids and I think about this and I think about that. My son will say something and I'll be like, yo, you can't say that outside in public. Don't, please believe that is only an inside joke, the house joke. And because they don't know, they think, yo, and then even the TV, some of the we heavily curb TV on some of the kids shows. Like,
oh, it's crazy, bro.
The kids shows, they're so disrespectful to the adults in the shows. And if my wife pointed out something crazy, they're like, look, there's very little adult supervision in these shows.
Oh,
and it's like, that's not real life.
There's a lot of sexual innuendos.
Oh, a ton.
Things, bro.
A ton. A ton. And so again, so they're so desensitized. We're so desensitized. We want to talk about inappropriate all the time. And it's not appropriate. It's just not. Like, you have to know your audience. Isn't that what you started with? You have to know your audience. Are they your friends? Are these people you want to do business with? Or what is it, right? What is the nature of the relationship? And then go accordingly.
How many people say friend to me? Hey, friend, at work.
Hey, friend. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Those are the people, like, I immediately don't trust you when you start with that. For real. I'm not
that bad. I'm
that bad. Yes. No, look, I'm from New York. I don't trust anybody, period.
But in my mind, to your point, in my mind, I know, hey, I'm a work friend, not a life friend.
Right. But see,
that's what this person means. I'm a work, like, we talk and we're cordial at work. We joke around while we're at work. I'm not texting you outside of working.
Fair. But there's some
like,
people,
because we talk about it.
No, you're right. And there is some people who may suffer from mental illness and mental wellnesses. And when you say, hey, friend, they may be like, oh my God, I have a friend. So you got to be, again, know your audience, know who you're talking about. And I get what you're saying. These are people like who throw I love you around real easily. Oh, I love you. And you can't do that. Like, I told one of my bosses, she thought I was being a jerk with her through text. Right. And we're going back and forth. And I was like, oh, whatever. And she misinterpreted something that was going on. I was like, oh, no, I would never. I professionally love you, because I had to preface that. I professionally love you. I professionally love this relationship from my boss. Not, oh, I love you. And because I felt like if I didn't preface it with that word, she might be like, oh, this dude is trying to just lather it on and me and no, whoa, that was a moment of and like we've been good ever since. You know what I mean? We've been good ever since. I love her so much. She taught me so much. I reach out to her every now and hey, what's up? Just think about you. When she's a fan of the show, I don't know if she'll get a subscription, but if she listens to the other show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta you have to. I'm very vocabulary shoot. I should have went rampant on this one, because I'm very intentional about words, right? Say what you mean and mean
Oh,
what you say.
yeah.
You already, we fight all the time. Me and Will be like,
Calls me
I'm like,
out.
what?
You said this one word in there, Walt.
Yep.
Is
You
that
said
what you
this.
mean?
Yep. What'd you mean
I'm
by
like,
that? Because,
no, bro. Come on, man.
yep. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. No, but
And I,
no, that's okay, right? That's okay because some people are literal.
yeah.
And then when you
Yeah.
say something in a way, they're like, oh, they take that for face value because
Especially
like
at work. I make sure everything is literal to me at work.
what's that old saying? All you have is your word.
Yep.
So people get familiar with you through your actions and the things that you say. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Last
Last one.
one. Racially charged comments. Oof, man.
Yeah. The
As,
best for
as I
last.
as I shared, I've been through some of this in my career. Unfortunately, in corporate America, where people have said derogatory things about people of color, derogatory things about certain other races of people. And so it's been a lot. So these things, these comments shouldn't be allowed or what's the word I'm looking for? They shouldn't be accepted by anyone in the workplace, right? No matter what your background is. You
Doesn't
shouldn't,
matter. Yeah. Racially is racially.
you know what I'm saying? Nobody should be barred from this. I think anybody could be offended by racially charged comments at
Heck
work.
yeah.
You know how many people have told me about Puerto Rican men?
Oh
Even
gosh.
whether Puerto
We
Rican
got a
men are
bad
this
rep.
way,
Yeah, we got a bad
Cuban men
rap.
are this
Latinos,
way,
Latino men get
Latino
bad
men
rap.
are
Yeah,
this way, Black
yeah,
men are this way, white
yeah.
men are this way. But a lot of that is based off of people's individual experiences,
Absolute
their own
stereotypes. Yeah,
trauma
bad apples, bro. It's the bad
that they've
apples
been
that
through.
mess up the
Yeah,
bunch.
yeah, and so they associate you with those groups,
Yes.
even if you haven't personally done anything to them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me
Oh
get to the
hell
summary.
yeah.
It's racially charged. So the
Yeah. Go.
summary is making racially charged comments is harmful and unacceptable in the workplace, as it can lead to discrimination, harassment, can result in legal action, damage to the organization's reputation, and harm to the individual's mental well-being. To your point, this can really mess with somebody, right? I remember when those people said those things to me or about me being a person of color and them saying that we're not intelligent. I remember, especially back, I think it was in my 20s back then
Mm-hmm.
when that happened. And I remember going inward, going inward. And I found myself, this is to the mental health piece of it that I'm
Mm-hmm.
speaking to. I found myself asking, like, are they right? Or maybe I am dumb. Or maybe
Oh
I am,
wow.
maybe I
Yeah.
don't know
The
nothing.
imposter syndrome,
But
everything kicks in.
a lot of people have, right?
Yeah.
And so
Unfortunately.
at that time, I wasn't in therapy at that time. I didn't know what any of that's what self-care was and all that. And so I took it in and I internalized those things. And I was just like, well, maybe they are right. Maybe I don't know anything. Maybe I am this. Maybe I am dumb. Maybe I am like this. And I just started going in myself. And that's how it impacted my mental being at that stage. So for any of you who are out there who are in environments where you're going through any of these, you're having any of these, whether it's racial, insensitive, sexually charged, aggressive, profanity, and it's not okay with you, you have to make a decision within yourself if this is the company that you want to be in, even if they pay you a pretty penny. That's a decision that you have to make because some
Mm-hmm.
people they can thrive in those environments. They're like, hey, the world is like that. Hey, I expect my job is like that, so it is what it is. Other people are like, no, I need to find an environment that is more diverse and inclusive of respecting backgrounds and perspectives of all colleagues and refraining from such insensitive, racially charged, sexually charged remarks. So I think that's what it is. So what do you want to say about the N word?
No, just in general, because I'm in a safe place. I still say it. I still say it's not very. It is something that's like in the house, and not even that
Music.
because my kids, it's music. So it's very few and far apart, but it's still because I came and up in the place when that was part of vocabulary,
Mm-hmm.
right? When we were 90s and golden era of rap and in New York and it was just okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not okay. You know what I mean? But it's because it's not anymore. And so I was just like, what are your thoughts? Because we have gotten into it about the word. So you have
Mm-hmm.
had fueled feelings about this.
the thing that stuck with me, that for me, that kind of changed my mind on the use of the word, like even in songs and stuff like that, was when I heard Kareem Abdul-Jabbar talking about it. And there was this thing with the rappers of today, we're talking to the old heads of yesterday, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was like basically saying, you don't know the stuff that we went through in order for you all to just use that word casually the way you use it. You don't know the things that we experienced, the torment, the persecution at the hands of those people that did that to us back in the day. You don't understand what that was like. And so he said that's why he was like, I would never agree with anybody using that word. So for me, that resonated with me as a man of color. I was just like, you know what? Let me try to refrain from it. From like even in the songs, but it's in a lot of the songs that I like. I grew up in hip hop and gospel. And so yes, I think that it should not be in the work environment. You need to establish those boundaries, right?
Yeah, because if you two are cool and whatever, but if you work in a group, in an open setting, or in a room with other people, you can't, just because y'all are cool with it doesn't mean you might be offending someone around you. And that was something I wanted to say here too. At work, you have to be careful because you might listen to all this and be like, dang, we can't talk at work. And yeah, it's true.
Let's talk about work.
Yeah, you got to you got to keep it. What are they like on the surface? The sports and food and weather and da da da. And you keep it. There are safe topics to talk about, and there's plenty of them. So come on. But anyway, so that I thought about a lot too, like just being in. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. What's offensive? Anything anybody says they're offended by. That's the bad part. I could put up my, like, boom, check this out, right? The Dixie flag.
Yes.
That's offensive to me, right? And I tell my kids, like, be careful with that flag. So, but it could be somebody put that up at work. That's offensive to me. But see, now if they could probably say the same thing. Oh, I'm putting my Puerto Rican flag up. Oh, that's offensive. I don't want to see that. I'm offended, and I have to respect that in kind.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It's work. It's not home.
It's not home. Yeah, it's on. Exactly. That's why people love working from home now, because I ain't got to deal with most of that anymore. And for the most part, it's true. It's true.
And that's why I think these companies are trying to navigate these spaces and make their work environments like accessible for everyone to work there, no matter what your background, what your beliefs are, what your political affiliations.
You know how you do that? Let them work from home. That's how you.
Yes.
That's how you do that.
Work. Remote work. You don't have to worry about that. So they can be
wherever applicable. Like that's a whole nother conversation. And then that may be a show too, because we have it on the list for remote work. Because unfortunately, it's controversial conversation.
Man, like I remember, I used to listen to music a lot back in the day.
Same deal here. Yep.
And like had my headphones and I had it bumping, like I had the hip hop going and stuff, and people could hear stuff. And then they were like, and then I tested it out. Not even just lower it. I tested it out one day, and I started playing classical like Mozart, Beethoven, blasting it just as loud. And the people didn't complain about Beethoven. They complained about those things. They didn't complain about that stuff. But when I had the hip hop going and the rap stuff, because they didn't particularly like that genre of music.
Oh my gosh. Don't even break, bro. I was in a job one place. My first open environment. And we're gonna cut it off soon, guys. Like we've been going for a while here. It was an open office situation, and we had the bright idea of, hey, we're gonna play low music in the background. You think that went well?
No.
Nope. Everybody was complaining about the volume and the type of music. Even if we like went on some type of rotation, it didn't matter. They would complain. Some people can work with music, some people can't work with music.
Yes.
So it was like, really? This is what we're arguing about?
Yes, I've seen it happen so many times. They put like a couple of speakers throughout the office.
Yep.
And
it was one, and this is two, I think. Yeah, whatever.
They played the top 100. So that's all type of music, right?
Everything.
Country, rock, alternative, all those different things.
Yep.
And so people still didn't like that, to your point, because I need quiet.
They need quiet. Exactly. Doesn't matter what music is. They need quiet. You can't satisfy everybody like that.
And so when they played this music, these people put their headphones on.
Yes, just listen to block. Yes, people got blockers. Yes. Oh my goodness. All right, guys.
So that's why navigating these spaces
It's tough.
with these comments is difficult.
Yep.
But that's why you need to establish boundaries. You need to establish what offends you, what, like, if those conversations are happening, you need to let them know and say, hey, that was offensive. Even if you pull them aside, like, hey, that kind of offended me. I know you don't know my background, but like,
Exactly.
personal stuff like that offended me when you said that.
Yep.
Talk to them about it. Or if it's egregious and they continue to do those, go to HR and escalate that. And if nothing happens after that, then you may want to decide to take legal action or leave that damn job.
Yeah, for real. For real. Word, because if it's toxic, got to go.
Yep. Man,
So
this is
yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. At the end of the day, folks, effective communication in the workplace involves being mindful of the impact of one's words.
And actions.
Right? Yes, and actions, of course, to your colleagues. Workers should aim to create a respectful, inclusive, professional environment, avoiding profanity, avoid being aggressive, avoid being hateful, avoid the inappropriate sexual comments, try to be sensitive, right? Avoid insensitivity and avoid racially charged. These are things you don't want to do.
And the last thing before we go, because I know I don't want to keep running, but you want to be careful with the things that you send in the communications too.
Oh,
As I said,
heck yeah.
it's not about you saying it
Oh
verbally.
my gosh, you just made me think about something.
You can send a TikTok, you can send an Instagram to your coworkers, and somebody gets offended by that.
Yeah. Oh, don't do. Yeah. Don't do
right?
it. Don't do
Yeah.
it. Don't do it. I feel like we got to do a part 2 and what we can talk about at work.
Yes,
This is all
yes.
like what we shouldn't talk about. But all right, yo, until the next time, folks, I hope you enjoyed. Peace.
Peace.
Before we sign off, here are a couple quick things. Don't forget to follow It's About Payroll on LinkedIn and It's About Your Paycheck on Facebook and TikTok.
Thank you for being part of our payroll community, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.